Welcome back to our channel. I'm Darlene.
And I'm Keisha.
And we're Lipstained.
Hi.
Well, as you can see, Kiara is not here today. She is really busy. It's finals weeks. So she's busy taking finals, studying, all that stuff. So we wanted to give her personal space, which is not a bad thing because today we have Percy.
Hi.
Hi. Well, Percy's actually one of our friends. He's actually one of our friends. We've been knowing him for several years now. He's the homie. But more importantly, he is a father. And as you can see, he's black. So he's a black dad. And in light of it being Father's Day, we wanted to pick his brain on some things of how is it being a father in today's society. You're a black dad, and I think it gets a lot of stigma, like black men don't take care of their kids, which is completely false. We actually was going to do a big show this week. We actually had about 3 or 4 dads, but by it being grad time, it's the end of the school year. These are actual real fathers, and our times could not. It just wasn't. We weren't able to do it, but we still wanted to shed some light on the show. So shout out to all the other dads who were not able to make it, but I get it. People had graduations. People had school functions, so they're actually being dads. So I can't be mad at that. Actually, Percy had a thing later on tonight with his daughter. So we had to do it at a different time. So it kind of messed up the scheduling, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing, right?
I think so.
All right. Well, we have a lot of things we might pick your mind with, Percy. So
how many kids do you have?
I have 2. I have a 8-year-old girl and a 2-year-old son. All by the same woman.
Well, clap it up for that.
I have some questions for you because what do you love most about fatherhood?
The fact that every day you wake up, there's somebody there that looks up to you and that depends on you to provide for them and stuff. So it gives you purpose. It gives you something to look forward to, just to see their smile and stuff. For me, it really makes me feel better.
That's the most rewarding thing for you, is seeing their smile.
I mean, yeah. And the fact that one day when they get older, they'll take care of me.
Absolutely. No, but that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't understand that there comes a time when you get older. And a lot of these dads, when you're not there for their kids, when you're not there for your kids, and if you want to say, oh, financially or because of the mother or this and that, there comes a time when the only person that can take care of you if you get sick when you get older or anything is your kids. And if you was a shitty dad, guess what? Your kids are going to be shitty right back to you.
It'll be real shitty.
Right.
Yeah. One
great thing is that with my dad, shout out to my dad. Hi. Love you lots. But he was always there for us. He always was working. He never not worked. He never not was there. And right now, when he's older, he has 3 daughters that will jump over hoops to take care of him at his time of need, when he's already retired, when he's on a fixed income. So between one of us, we always got his back. And that's one good thing about girls.
Right.
Yeah, I grew up, my dad wasn't around.
Mine either.
And stuff, so I learned from other guys that were around and stuff that set examples for me, because like you said, shitty dad, kids ain't gonna treat you very well, and I don't have anything to do with my dad to this day. You know what I mean? So I try to be better than he was, and to see my kids smile is very rewarding for me, for the simple fact that there's so much going on in the world that it's hard to just smile. So seeing them smile makes me smile and makes me tune out all the nonsense.
So what do you think about the stereotypes in today's society that surrounds black fathers?
What do you mean, like?
Being deadbeat, being not there, always in jail, or
I mean, it's easy to put that on one race because, you know what I mean? Like, there's deadbeats in all races. So it's like, to say that all black dads are deadbeats, that's not necessarily true. There's situations that cause it. And then sometimes there are deadbeats out there, but chances are you knew he was a deadbeat beforehand. You know what I mean? So you gotta, somewhere in there, you gotta accept responsibility too. not trying to put it all on you, not trying to put it all on him or the situations, but everybody's got to take personal responsibility.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually going to ask you, what was the relationship between you and your dad, and how does that affect you as being a dad now? But now you kind of told us a little bit that you don't have anything to do with your dad, and was that something that made you want to be a better dad?
Oh, definitely. Like I'm a product of the '80s, so like my parents were teenagers and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm safe to say that I was probably an accident because a 19-year-old and a 16-year-old don't just say, "Hey, let's have a baby" and stuff. At least not back then. It was just like whatever happens. So it's all good with that. But seeing how he wasn't mentally prepared, let alone or any other way prepared to be a father and stuff, like it showed me that I gotta keep my mind straight. I gotta be emotionally available to my kids and stuff, like, and I'm a very direct person and stuff, so yes, a lot of times, you know what I mean, I say what's on my mind. I'm not tripping, whether it's to my kids or to whoever and stuff, but that's mostly because it's like I want them to have thick skin. I grew up with thick skin, and I feel like it made me a better person, so I try to install that into them too.
Okay.
What has been your greatest struggle as a dad?
Baby mama drama.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because it's the realest struggle that you can have because as long as you're together and stuff, it seems like nothing goes wrong. And the moment that you split, depending on like what type of person you are, like I said, I'm a very straightforward person, so I don't really bite my tongue. When we have a disagreement, I say what pretty much is on my mind. It doesn't go over so well. Then I got to deal with the kids being kept from me and stuff, and dealing with the courts and stuff. It's like, they say it's cheaper to keep them. It's safer for your mental state to keep them, but not safer for your mental state. It's safer for your financial state to keep them, but for your mental state, you got to do what's best for you and stuff. Don't get caught up in the struggle of trying to keep that family together if it's toxic and stuff, because it's important for both of you to be the best you can be for the kids, so that they can grow up and be the best thing they can be.
I definitely agree with that. I see so much all the time. So many people staying together for kids, and it's like an awful situation, toxic, like fighting every day, like really bad. And I give advice all the time. Like, I was in that situation before, and I didn't want that for my kids. Like, you have to separate. If your kids are better off being in two separate happy homes,
yes,
than being in one crazy home. Like,
yeah.
Right? You're their first example,
right,
and stuff. So it's like, if they see you going at it all the time, then chances are they're gonna grow up to do the same thing.
Right. That's their normal. So that's what they think is normal, and then they'll repeat the same patterns.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
what would you define a father's role at home as?
Let's see. A father back in the day, you know what I mean? 'Cause times have changed.
Times have changed
They're
a
not
lot.
even, fathers are sometimes just the strong woman and stuff. So you gotta be sure. But back in the day, it was provider, protector, and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you go to work, you come home, you make sure that everybody's straight and all that, and then that was your role and stuff, and then make sure that everything was available to the people in the household. Now, moms go to work, some dads stay home, so I guess, it's important for you and your partner to figure out whose role is what, because as much as we want it to be equal, you can't. Like, you can't just be equal. Like, somewhere in there, somebody's gonna have to take the lead. Hopefully it's the man and stuff, but different world and stuff we live in, so I can't call it.
Right.
But I mean, for the most part, just continue to provide, be a protector. Like, hopefully these ladies out here getting with their future baby daddies and husbands and stuff, pick a protector and not somebody they can run over, because then you end up with punk kids too.
That's was really powerful. I feel like a lot of the roles have kind of changed
they have.
from before. I think that, product of the 80s as well. And I'm used to seeing my dad go to work every day. You know, my mom, she went to work here and there. She was more like the hustler. Like she was more the person who had her little side hustles or businesses or whatever. But my dad was the stable provider, day in, day out, constant. And my mom took care of the household. And that was what I've always seen. That's what I always thought it would be, or it is. But I know that today's world, sometimes, you know, with women probably in this country having the most degrees, like especially black women. Black women are the absolute, statistically, are the people in this country that has the absolute most degrees. With that being said, black women are out there working. They're out there getting careers, starting businesses, being entrepreneurs,
declaring our independence. Like
And it's not like, and I hate people who say like I can do this all on my own, because I feel like you do need a partner, no matter
you can't do it by yourself. It's hard. I can tell you as a single mother, it is hard to do it by yourself.
But I mean, I have a partner and we both work, we both go out there, we both striving, we both doing everything. But I can't imagine just doing it just one person. You know what I'm saying? Like even just me, I couldn't do it.
And that's why I say like before you decide to have kids with this person, and that don't mean like, oh, y'all been dating for a while and like, oh, I mean like before you lay down with this person, because once you lay down, you know there's a possibility a kid can come.
Right.
So before that, you should really get to know the person and make sure that they're the example that you're used to seeing and stuff. Like you said, your dad got up and went to work every day. So chances are that's what you were looking for. Somebody that's going to get up and go to work every day and provide and make sure that you're secure and stuff and the household is secure. And we're our kids' first example. So as a man, you got to make sure that you're setting the right example. And so that way you're not there. Even if they say they're doing it by themselves, it's hard for them to prove that they're doing it by themselves. Now, for those that are really doing it by themselves, more power to you. I ain't got nothing but love for you. But for those that aren't really doing it by themselves and just throwing that woe is me story out there, like, you know, it's time to let that go.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Well, Marquisha, you're definitely out there doing it by yourself.
Well, thanks.
No, but I'm saying, like, how does that make you feel? Like, do you feel like you can definitely use that partner mentally and financially, physically, everything?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just so tired and so drained, and I'm like, dang, I wish I had a partner to just take my son to football practice because I'm tired and I just worked all day. Or, you know, it's just, there's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Everything.
Like, I feel like I'm always going. Always, 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 always. And people are like, you never relax. I'm like, I can't. I work full time. I come home and I'm a full-time mom. Like, there's no break. There's nobody that can, just take, no, it's just all me all the time, 24/7.
Sometimes I feel like men don't realize that because, you know, you get into these little debates on social media. And sometimes
let me wait before
some men.
No, it's not even that. Sometimes I don't think the women realize that and stuff because before it even gets there and stuff, it becomes a lot of like, you know, and not everybody, but certain situations, there'd be a lot of nitpicking going on, a lot of unnecessary stuff. You already didn't trust them to begin with because of social media and stuff or whatever, or you just know the nigga's a wanderer anyway and stuff, but you keep thinking that he not going to wander and stuff. So then you put yourself in this position and then you stuck doing it by yourself. Not everybody, don't get me wrong, it's not everybody, but there are some women that feel that they can do it by themselves or, you know, they watch their mom do it by themselves. So I don't need no man and stuff.
I never had the I don't need a man attitude. Like I watched my mom do it by myself with 3 kids, like basically my whole life. I mean, she had boyfriends, but they were just that. Like nobody there, like a father in my life with us. So I watched her do it by myself. And I never had the like, I can do it by myself. I don't need you kind of thing. Like, I would not choose this.
Yeah.
I would not choose this.
I feel like some of the women who say that, they don't really
realize how hard it is.
Right. As well. Right. But I feel like they have to have that attitude because they, like you said, they watch their mother do it. So it's like a little thing like, I can do this by myself. I feel like nobody should do it by themselves. Absolutely nobody should do it by themselves. Men are, even single dads. Yeah. I know a lot of single dads And I'm like, they shouldn't be doing it by themselves either, you know?
Well, you shouldn't do it by yourself for the simple fact that you need a good balance and stuff. Like, especially like if one parent is going to work more than the other and stuff. Even in today's society, both parents work, but one's definitely going to work more than the other to bear the load and stuff. So you need that balance and stuff. And so when you only get one side, you're only raised by your mom or you're only raised by your dad, you don't get that balance of like good and bad and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause my morals are different from a female's morals and stuff. So it's like, whereas I'm like, hey, son, if he gets in your space, hit him in the face. Whereas your mom's like, son, well, you know, maybe you guys can talk it out and see what happens or whatever. I tell him to hit him in the face. My son hits him in the face. Maybe that's the end of it. Maybe it's not. Maybe it escalates something else. Maybe they could have just talked about it.
Right.
But I'm a dude, so hit that nigga in the face. You know what I mean?
I definitely feel like there has to be a good balance. Like, since I'm a single mother, I have a son and a daughter, and I feel like they're not getting the balance of a male and female. It's always just me. And I don't think like a man, I can't be a man. Like, I can't be a father to them. I can't show them that, so. And
then it's important also for little girls to have that balance, because the dad is their first male, like he's the first example of the man that they're going to reach for and stuff. And a dad is going to tell you, like, dress for the attention that you want. It's fine to be independent. You do whatever you want to do and stuff, but understand the attention that comes with that. And the attention that you're going to get with that doesn't come always from the people that you want it to come from. And stuff. You know, everybody's like, oh, they slid in my DM, they sent me these pictures and stuff. Like, well, if I look at your page and you sitting there with a bikini on and you got everything out, do you deserve that? No, I'm not saying that, but understand that there are people that don't have the same moral value.
It's a perception.
And you know what I mean? And online or in person and stuff, if you're walking around with your booty hanging out, that's your business. Should they go up and touch you and all that stuff? Hell no. But you got to be prepared for the remarks that you'll get, for the attention that you'll get. You know what I mean? If you go to a spot and there's 10 dudes in there and you want the attention from one dude, chances are you're going to get the attention from these other 3 dudes before that dude even notices you and stuff. Or if he does notice you, he might not have the confidence because these other dudes knowing that you're not interested in him, like, I'm going to shoot my shot anyway. So understand that it's a numbers game and stuff, and you're going to get more than you want.
Look at you, Percy. You already ready to give your daughter this advice, huh?
Oh, hell yeah. I try to give it to all females, like, be prepared.
I think that when little girls don't have their dad, like when they get older and they start venturing out, they look for
a male figure.
They look for filling that void in men, and that's how a lot of, not this, I don't like to say,
and then also,
but just promiscuous and all that, like that becomes a thing.
And there's no consequences, right? There's absolutely no consequences if you don't have a dad there to like kind of scold you and guide you.
You don't know.
You're like, I feel
like you're looking for your dad. That's how girls end up in these relationships with these men who are controlling and all this other thing, because you're looking for your dad in a male, your partner, and it's like, no, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Luckily, I grew up with my dad, very blunt, telling it like it is. Go out on a date, and he was like, "So I'm just letting you know, he's gonna try to want to have sex with you." Like it's point blank. You might like him, he might be the best guy, he might be the nice guy, but be prepared for this. So it was like I always had in the back of my mind, like my dad, boop, 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 like, you know, like in the back of my mind, like, and then coming home, of course, the first thing they're gonna look at you like, does she look like what does she look like? You know, so it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to be this kind of way. And I felt like I could have went another whole kind of way when I was younger, when I was starting to date. But my dad, like the disappointment, like in his face, even when it came to that time when I had my little boyfriend and you know, we were doing our little thing, it was just the fact that the disappointment in my dad's face when he kind of knew, it was like I didn't want him to view me like that. Right. So I kind of like nipped that in the bud and kind of like was like, that's it. I am until I'm like 19 or whatever, 20. Or, you know, get a really good boyfriend. I'm just going to stay, you know, by myself. I'm not going to go there with any guy, because I felt I can definitely see the disappointment in my dad's face. And I never wanted to see that face again. You know what I'm saying? So
that's important.
So it was like to a point where I had somebody to answer to. Like I had somebody like to come home to, and this was not going to happen, and it was going to be none of that. And he made it. He was never like, no, I'm going to lock her up in a cage in her room. But because he was very real, he was very blunt and very real. And I think that being that, I was like, okay, let me just slow my roll a little bit and take my time and understand there's consequences to it. And he's the consequence.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't have that. I grew up with my mom, and she kept me sheltered from a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Like she was just like, no, because I was the baby. Like I'm the youngest one. She's like, you're the baby. I'm gonna keep you like right here with me. And then I still was like wilding now. And then even when like I did get with a guy, which I was my boyfriend then for like a year or two before I even decided to lose my virginity. And when I told her, she didn't talk to me for like 3 days. Oh. And I was just like, that
disappointment be real.
Yeah,
I know.
It's hard though.
I mean, but even though like she was disappointed with me, I still did it. I was just like, okay, well, she'll get over it, whatever. Like I didn't have that. Like I had no remorse. Like
I had all the remorse.
Even when they get married and stuff, you like, dang, like you want to believe that they waited this whole time. You're like, that nigga really waited.
I know.
And maybe you did, but now you're like, dang, if they really waited, now what if she's whack? They're gonna get divorced anyway and stuff. So now.
I always think about that. Like, what if you wait till you get married? And
no, I don't agree with waiting till you get married.
Really?
No,
I don't agree with waiting.
Why not?
Because
that's like a weirdo thing.
Because the way society is now and stuff. Like back in the day, you wait till you get married and stuff, and chances are you were gonna stay together regardless of the fact. Even if they snuck out and cheated and stuff,
you stick by your man.
You're gonna stay together regardless of the fact. But I don't agree with getting married nowadays because sex is. It's a major reason why a lot of people don't work out. For a simple fact that the numbers are construed. There's more women than men on the street and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like you're gonna run across somebody that there's so much attraction going on that you kind of need to have that good sexual chemistry for your relationship to really work.
But do you feel like that can be worked on? You think that can be built up? You can't think that? You don't think so?
Oh. No, I feel like it can be worked on.
I feel like it can be worked on.
It's communication.
Well, okay,
yes,
so
communication.
All you have to do is communicate and be like, look.
It sounds good. That sounds great.
He doesn't care.
But when it's whack, it's whack.
But what if you're the one who's whack?
And you don't tell me, and then you sleep. Okay, so you want to communicate, like you can communicate like, oh man, I want you to do this and that. But me as a man, my pride is I'm over here knocking it out.
But what if you're not knocking it out?
Okay, so then I'm like, well, shit. I don't know, because everybody that came before you was telling you I was knocking it out. Maybe that's why I didn't work out.
Maybe they just lied to you.
Yeah, but still, it's not going to make me want to...
But when if there was this one little thing that I like, man, if he just did this, then...
Insecurities in the dude's head.
But why is that? But I feel like it's communication. I feel like that's
because
the
for the simple fact
being.
that if you bring up something that like one, how do you know you want this? So where did you get this from? And then
we're grown. We're grown.
Okay, if you wait till you get married and it's the first person you're ever with, how do you know you want it?
You guys have been together for 5 years and stuff or whatever, and you know the sex has gotten better, but it ain't really gotten better. And you're like, you know what? I want you to try this and that. It's like, how do you know? Where did you know that you want that? Were you doing? Was this before me? Are you still thinking about that nigga? How much porn
Oh my
are you
God,
watching?
I think you're putting...
There's a lot of insecurity.
Is that what guys really think?
Hell yeah.
I think you're putting way too much into it.
Are you looking for somebody else? Are you telling me it's like, because you already started thinking about somebody else?
I feel like sometimes, okay.
Are you messing with somebody else and he do this, so now...
Oh my God.
You know,
sometimes this is probably how I feel like sometimes this might have been something that you wanted to say maybe at the beginning, but maybe you wasn't secure with yourself.
Or in your relationship.
Are secure enough with your partner, and then finally you build a little more understanding, and now it's time to be like, okay.
The male ego is fragile. There's never really.
I feel like
if you're going to do it, it would have to be in the beginning. So then that way you like,
I don't know you like that. Like,
that's why you do it then. Like, I don't know you like that, but if it's gonna go somewhere, you know, we gonna have to work on this and stuff.
So this is what
that's something that he would do because he is just.
Well, I don't know.
I'm talking about that. Be honest with these niggas, yo. Like, at the time that you like, this is a real commitment here, especially if you're gonna get married and stuff. This is a commitment before God and the law. You sign this paper and stuff. You gotta commit for.
So
real.
let's say you was together for 5-10 years, and you wanted to spice it up a little bit. I feel like you should be able to talk and communicate to your partner and be like, "Look, let's try this and let's do that." But I don't know. I think this is a good topic.
Totally another video, but you know,
completely off topic. But we might have to have a show about this very soon
and have a guy on
because I feel like there's some miscommunication here. I feel like we're on two different planets, and they always say that Venus and Mars or whatever.
Hey, that's the first step to understanding.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyway, guys,
back to fatherhood. I have one more question for you.
Okay, one more question,
and then we'll wrap it up.
We're gonna have to wrap it up because we're almost.
Are there any traditions you would like to have with your children, or that you already have with your kids?
Any traditions? I don't know. I didn't really have any traditions myself.
Yeah, but you can create your own.
Yeah.
Like Christmas Eve traditions.
Well, see, because me, like, I believe that you can celebrate, you can do any, like Christmas Eve and stuff, you know. Christmas is whenever you want it to be and stuff. Christmas can be every day if you make it every day and stuff. Valentine's, all that stuff can be every day. But as far as a tradition, I guess like with my son, I would like to have some kind of like sport tradition where we go to a game at least once or twice a year and stuff, at a sporting event. With my daughter and stuff, I go skating with my daughter. I would like to keep that going. We like to do that.
That's nice.
You know what I mean? Do that as often as possible and stuff. Activity. I'm more of a let's keep activities going. I don't know if you can call it tradition, because traditions mean you got to do it at certain times and stuff. But
you just want to like keep up.
Yeah.
Like make sure you do certain things.
Like
With
something,
memorable.
like something. Think when your kids are older, they can be like, "Dang, I always did this with my dad. We always went skating. We always did,
Yeah, stuff like that. Like my dad, he took us to the pool parties and stuff. He took us skating. We went here and did that. Like I just want to create good memories so that with their kids, they create good memories and stuff. And then I guess that'll be a tradition.
That is beautiful.
That's cute.
Well, guys.
Well, thank you for coming, Percy.
Well, thank you for having me.
We appreciate you.
If you see me in the streets, though, just call me P. You know what I mean?
Not Percy.
Only
friends can call him Percy. So thank you for watching our show today. Let us know what you think in the comments. Just keep the conversation going about fatherhood, what you think about Black fathers in today's society and all that stuff. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share with a friend.
Yes.
All that.
Black fathers matter.
Yes. Hashtag.
All fathers matter.
Yeah, we love all. I just love seeing dads doing their thing.
It's so cute.
Dads are beautiful.
Black fathers matter.
But Black fathers matter in our.
They do matter more.
In our community.
For real. And that's what we see.
They matter more in society, period. Because as you look at it, we're the influential people. So you need somebody to influence the influencers.
That is true. True. Make it a trend. I don't care. Make it a trend to be a good father. I like to see. I love.
That's my new
tradition. Just do it. Like.
Oh, high five.
Hey.
All right, YouTube. So thank you again. Remember to subscribe. Keep this conversation going. Nominate fathers. Even if you put on the comment your dad or your significant other, or nominate yourself. Like just.